We are back. We're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel. Welcome to the Friday LFC Focus podcast. Almost got that wrong there. Goodness me, it's been a while. It is an absolute pleasure to be back with you guys. I hope you have enjoyed your summer breaks, but we are back. We are ready, and we have a lot to talk about, Mr. Daniel Hughes. But joining me on the panel this evening, we have the lovely Sophie. Sophie, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm made us to be back. We've been very excited about coming back. I'm not going to lie.
Excellent. Excellent. And also we have Mr. Jack Mack LFC. How are you doing, Jack?
Thank you for having me on, mate. It's a cracking panel, as always. And can't wait to get stuck into the topics tonight. But cheers,
and we have the man who has just been back from holidays, Mr. Daniel Hughes from the Mighty Reds TV. Daniel, how are you doing?
Absolutely brilliant, mate. Fully refreshed on my holidays. My tea was only done at 10 to 7, so I've just absolutely warp speed at it. So there might be a bit of gravy on my beard, but apart from that, I'm absolutely fine. I'm good. I inhaled it, and I fasted the best of the time, so that was quick, even by my standards. But other than that, I'm fine, mate.
We are joined by the very lovely Zane Zvirbule. I hope I've got that right. From Zane Talks Sports. Zane, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolute pleasure. And of course, last but not least, it is the Welshman who I have to say will be taking over the show in a couple of weeks. All will be revealed. Mr. Connor Niblett from the Kop Council. How are you doing, Connor?
I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. And yes, it's my show now. It's no one else's, it's mine.
All right, Palpatine, that counts.
Execute Order 66, lads.
So hello to Cedric, John Moore, Alan Holloway, Cian Dolan. We will get to your comments very shortly. Jade Exley as well, Alfie Cardiff, Jade Exley, Chris Welsh, and I'm not even going to pronounce that. Ayodimije Adin. Right, I'm going to get tongue tied, but very, very welcome to the show. So a lot has happened since we were last on, and these three players have extended their contracts. So my question to everyone is, Alisson, Fabinho and Trent have signed extended deals at the club. I'm guessing everyone is happy, but my question is, who is next? Sophie, who is next to sign a new deal, do you think?
Either Henderson or Salah for me. I can't actually pick over who I think is going to be next. I know there's been a couple of rumours going around Twitter the last couple of days that Jordan Henderson is back in Anfield at the minute. Well, Liverpool, I should say, just trying to sort new contract negotiations, and apparently what's on the table, the offer, he's not happy with.
Yeah.
Again, on the Salah front, it's been very, very quiet in regards to whether he's getting a contract extension or not. I can't imagine why he wouldn't be given one. But I think none of us kind of expected Fabinho, Trent and Alisson to be smacked out within 3 or 4 days of each other with extensions, 5-year extensions.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I think it's either one of them two for me.
Okay. Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Soph. Salah, I think the main priority. We know how good he is. Give the man whatever he wants. City, the freedom of Liverpool if he wants as well. So if he continues to get top goals for us, so it'd be Salah and Van Dijk. I don't know. Does anyone know? Or chat as well.
Got extended last year.
Yeah, I was going to say, give him an extra 20 grand if you want to. An extra 1 or 2 you want to sign. Yeah.
Because he's Verge. Because he's Verge. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not too sure on the length on, as Sophie just said, might have signed a new deal, but yeah, defo Salah. And if not, Van Dijk, an extra 2 years if you want to give him that. But yeah, priorities should be like the future. I know we've done a show a couple of days ago. Kicked up a bit of a fuss. I know Hendo's the captain and that, but we spoke about the contract and his age as well. But priorities, obviously, Trent, Fabinho to be going into the late 20s, early 30s as well.
Yeah.
But Hendo as well, if we can get him done to like a 1 or 2, but it's whether he wants to sign as well will be the big factor.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, Salah's the main one for me, mate. He's the best player, isn't he? And he's the obvious one that we need to sign up. Henderson, I'd love to get that deal done, but I think, unfortunately, the writing's on the wall for him now. The club have proved before that they're quite happy to play hardball and lose a player for free, as they've just done with Gino and Alden. And I can see Henderson leaving the club, I can.
Oh, interesting. Zani, who do you think's next?
I think you should take your words back, first of all. If they're gonna sell Henderson, I don't know what's going
I don't want him to go, Zane, by the way.
No, I got that, but like, it's just like a couple of months ago, we wouldn't even think about that this sort of situation would happen to Henderson out of any of the players we have. But I think it's going to be Salah. Definitely, I think he is the most important one. Yeah, then potentially Henderson, and I think Van Dijk, because they want to get a good contract for him as well, so he doesn't really have a chance to leave, and I don't think he wants to leave. So yeah. I think those three would be the main ones.
Connor, any chance of a new contract for Naby? I'm only joking. Who do you think's next?
Lads, if he has a good season, then there's always a chance for Naby to have a contract. No, I'm kidding. Mo Salah, like all the panels said, best player for Liverpool, massively deserves a contract, and he deserves to finally get paid what he's earned. Done for the club. Yeah. Mo for me.
Yeah. Just obviously on Alisson and Fabinho, where do they rank in Jurgen Klopp's signings, do you think? Sophie, what do you think about that?
Up there, like. Yeah. You can't even see, like, up there type thing. Like, come on. Fabinho was the signing nobody knew about. Yeah. And he proved last year that even though he was great in defence for us, there was not unlike having him in midfield. You can't replace that. You can't replicate him at all. And the same goes for Alisson. The minute somebody else is between the sticks, we panic because we don't trust somebody to be as good as Alisson. So, fantastic signings by Klopp. Wonderful. Scouting work done there. They fit the team, they fit the aesthetic, they've settled into Liverpool well, they get the meaning of the club as well, which is most important. You can be a fantastic player, but if you don't get what Liverpool's about, then you're never going to last very long, are you? And they're just top signings. Like, they're one of the lifetime signings, aren't they? Jesus Christ.
They're just, I mean, I think the Fabinho one, like, everyone was expecting him to go to Manchester United, and then I think, what was it, like, about 8 o'clock it was announced that we had agreed a fee, and then about 9 o'clock, about an hour later, we had actually, completed the signing. So I like how we did that undercover, but for me, I know this might sound a bit biased, but Fabinho for me is one of the best DMs in the Premier League, maybe even in the world. Would you go with that along with that, Jack?
Yeah, fully agree. That's as much biased as our show anyway. Everyone's show, he is better than Kante. Whoa, no one clipped that. He's not really, but both of them very good footballers. I can't wait for those Chelsea fans, mate. But both of them very good players. Fabinho since we lost Mascherano and Alonso in the midfield the years prior to them, we never really replaced them. I know it's impossible to replace those two who were the best in their positions at the time. When they were at the heart of Liverpool, they went to Barca, went to Real Madrid and Bayern as well. Xavi. So getting Fabinho and Van Dijk, it's like pieces of a jigsaw. All of them played their part. And anyone that saves me from watching Mignolet in goal, he's an absolute god. As much as Mignolet was a good servant for Liverpool, but couldn't take another season. But Fabinho.
I mean, Zani, when you've gone from Mignolet to Karius to Alisson, there is a big, big difference in front of goal, isn't it?
Yeah, that is huge. And everyone always says that if you don't have a good goalkeeper, you cannot win Champions League, you cannot win the Prem. So it's so important, and I would put him up there probably with Van Dijk, because them two, Fabinho as well, but I think Van Dijk and Alisson, they're the most important players we have.
Absolutely, I think if we had like Adam Bogdan and Cavalieri, I think we would probably have heart attacks. Probably Connor, probably too young to remember Cavalieri. Can you actually remember Cavalieri?
I'm not too young. I'm not 10. The thing is, though, isn't it? When Liverpool have done well, we've always had a great spine in the team.
Yeah.
And Ali, Virgil, Fabinho, they are the spine. And Jesus Christ, just imagine. I just love Manchester United fans thinking they've got players before they have Adam. The same with Virgil, same with Fabinho. It's just them and Twitter. It's brilliant. But no, it's brilliant that both of them are signing new deals and extended their time at Liverpool. I hope we get another Fabinho type transfer in the future where we don't know anything about him much and he just signs, on the same day as being linked. But just happy that both of them is extended, really. And yeah, just can't wait now for them to have a boss season, really.
Naby always look good every pre-season. We jump in that bouncy castle. He's one to watch this season, then all of a sudden gets injured when the season starts. So I know what's coming. Don't worry. To be fair, Naby has been very, very good as well. Just very, very quickly, because Connor made a very, very good point. Who saw Danny Ings going to Aston Villa?
Jack.
I think it was actually Jack that actually said on the World of Football podcast. I think he was in the comments, and actually you said something about you thought Danny Ings might not be even at Southampton.
Yeah,
and I even said on the show that he wasn't going to be at Southampton.
Yeah, no, he had 12 months on his contract, didn't he? Danny, he's a professional, but I wouldn't have minded if Liverpool wanted replacing Origi or Shaqiri. I think it would have been a good signing. But I think he's going to be phenomenal at Aston Villa this season, replacing Jack Grealish with that headband anyway. But yeah, I foresee.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my gosh. Goalkeepers had before Alisson, right. Everyone remember these names. Diego Cavalieri, Brad Jones, Peggy Arpix had, Charles Atonji, oh, idiot, Peter Galacci, never played, Adam Bogdan, Alex Maniger in his 70s, and Andy Lonergan as well. Jesus Christ almighty, there's so many names. Yes, we have had some very, very dodgy goalkeepers, it has to be said. But yeah, as we said, all the talk was about Jack Grealish going to Manchester City, then boom, out of absolutely nowhere, Aston Villa signed Danny Ings, so it's very, very impressive. Give Jack a medal for thinking that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely indeed. Hey, don't besmirch the name of Andy Lonergan. Yeah, he was quite a character in the changing room, let's put it that way. Right, so instead of obviously giving all the predicted table as a whole, I am going to ask you a couple of questions, a couple of quick fire questions as we get through. So I'll start with Dan. Where will LFC finish this season?
Second. Cut straight to the point, yeah. Second, yeah. I can't see anyone getting past Man City. But yeah, second, definitely top four. That's about it for me. Second place. I think we'll do a lot better than last season. I don't think we'll lose as many games. I think we'll get more points. But I think it'll be between us and City, and I think City might just have the edge. Certainly got a much stronger squad, put it that way.
Aye. Zane?
Well, I sort of agree. I think if we sign, for example, Saul, then we could go for the title. But as it stands right now with quite well, we don't have squad depth right now, so if anything happens, I don't see us competing with Man City as well. Our first 11, I think it's better, but if something happens, we need to give players a break, then it will be hard to compete. So if it is like it is now, then I think it will be comfortable second.
Connor?
I agree with Zane. I think as things stand, second. If the two signings happen that we all want to happen in terms of midfielder and a forward, I think we push Man City all the way. Like what happened in 18-19, or was it 19-20? If the two signings come in, I think we'll win the league. I think if not, then second.
Okay, Sophie?
I kind of agree with the panel. It's second, but my heart wants to say first. And the reason why I want to say first is because we've got a point to prove. And there's nothing like a Liverpool team with an agenda, with something to prove, with a fire. And what Zane said then about we haven't got the squad depth, and if we don't sign these two players, then we'll be second comfortably. And I agree with that point. I get a point. But equally, in 1920, when we won it, we didn't have the squad depth. We had less than what we've got now, and we still managed to take it to City, who have a £1 billion squad. They've always had A, Team B, Team C, not even like the reserves. They are 3 fully strength £1 million teams. Keep saying dollar because like $1 million in it, like £1 million teams. And we took them right to it. We came 1 point behind them and came second, and then we beat them. Last season was an anomaly. I think Liverpool have got a very strong point to prove. We have strengthened. We have strengthened with Canate. We have Virgil back. Gomez has got a point to prove as well. We've got Jota back in the mix. We've got a fully fit Thiago coming back as well. You know, and the midfield's not going to be all discombobulated again. So when all that's put into perspective, I want to say first. But then City being City, I don't know. I think maybe they might just pick us, but I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say first.
All right, okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I just wanted to respond to the point because in 1819, it was only a couple of years of the first 11 playing almost all of the games, and then in 1920 they almost the same 11 played most of the games because we had a point to prove. But now it will be 5 for some even 6 years when players have been playing non-stop all the time, all the games. So it might be hard. It might be really hard. Like, I want to be optimistic as well, but it's been a while, especially, for example, for Robbo, who doesn't really have a backup right now. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, what about you? Where are we finishing?
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Completely and utterly agree. But yes, some of our players have been playing 5 or 6 years non-stop high intensity football. However, my original point was back in 1920, we didn't have a squad rotation. We didn't have depth. Those players played at all. Last season, we started to introduce some form of depth, which we did. It just went tits up. This year, we have got a bit more, not the depth that we want. I'll put my hands up and say I still think we need to replace Gini with another midfielder, and we definitely need someone up front. We need somebody else, definitely. However, we've got more than we had then. So, and then Tsimikas has looked really, really good in pre-season. Tsimikas was very unfortunate that he got COVID last season, and it just wiped him out as, the pandemic wiped many people out. Like, I just think we're in a stronger position now than we were then. And City are always going to be City. I think it's balls in our court, isn't it? But, we can sit here and argue back and forth all day about whether we're going to come first.
I'm in agreement. Yeah, I'm in agreement there. Jack, where are we finishing then, do you think?
First, mate, I'm very confident. And Van Dijk coming back is going to be I know it's going to take him a couple of weeks, but it's the calibre of the lads. We've seen the impact him and Alisson made, as we've already discussed. Yes, we can talk about if we get fringe players, but if we sell Shaqiri and Origi, I'm very confident if Jurgen Klopp can trust them, in which I think he will. And with Jota having a full season, he got injured last season.
Yeah.
But the impact in which he showed, allowing Bobby to have a bit of a rest as well, this squad is phenomenal. And it would be one of Klopp's biggest achievements, or one of the biggest achievements in the Premier League, if Liverpool are to get that title back, given the amount of money that Manchester City have spent over a short period. Don't get me wrong, Liverpool spent money in the Premier League era, but it's the fact that we're able to run them so close over the last couple of seasons. And who's to say if City get an injury to Diaz like Liverpool had with Van Dijk this season, Laporte gets injured as well. There's a lot. I think if questions do get asked to this Manchester City team, I don't think they've frankly got the bottle to deal with it.
I think
they don't have that tenacity about them. They are they are the entitled, spoilt, privileged child, aren't they? They're the one who's gone, I want this, and I've been given it in tenfold with 16 different options for it. They've never had to work a day in their life, really, for what they've achieved. That's just been given to them. Liverpool have had to fight tooth and nail to get back to this top spot and to break that 30 years. And like Jack's just said rightfully then, this is a phenomenal squad. But can we just say, how nice was it seeing Virgil's long diagonal balls in pre-match?
Oh, yes. Yes. I've missed that. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can see where everyone's coming from. I think Dan's obviously said. I think the realistic position probably at the moment would be second. But I feel if we get a couple of other bodies in, I feel we can definitely challenge that City side. Look, Ruben Diaz, for as much as people, praised him last season, he had a pretty bad Euros. Like, that Portugal side was not the best. And actually he was looking quite sussed out, I thought, in the back line. So could be very interesting. Could be very interesting indeed. So now I'm going to ask you if that will go away. Top four. Who are we thinking? So my top four is City, Liverpool, United, Leicester. I think Chelsea are going to miss out. Sophie?
I've gone Liverpool, City, Chelsea, United.
Jack?
Liverpool, City, United, because I swear to God, if they finish outside the top four.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Europa, after the way they've been acting on Twitter the past week,
So,
I will howl.
So go those three, and Chelsea. Tuchel's a very good manager. Yeah, so I'll go Chelsea.
Dan?
Yeah, I can only concur. Yeah, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, United. Yeah.
Zani?
I'll say City, Liverpool, United, Chelsea.
Connor?
Yeah, Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea. I'd love it if United missed out to Leicester. I'd absolutely love it.
It's all right. You got Rodgers, mate. They'll bottle it for another third year.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Honestly,
definitely.
I hope United bottle it, because the way they are acting, like they've got God's gift just signed, like God reincarnated has just signed for them. They are doing my head in. They are insufferable at the minute, that club, and I just can't wait. And I keep feeling stuff. We battered you 4-2 in your own back garden with a paper swad. Pipe down, get in your lane, and shut the hell up, because they are irritating me.
I think Varane's in for the shock when he's gone from Ramos to Harry Maguire, the fridge. There's a massive difference in quality. He's a World Cup winner, Ramos. And
Connor actually made a very good point on. I was watching this on the Sam Radio Football Show. Tell what you said about Varane.
Well, where I think that he's declining.
Yeah.
Oh,
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you.
I think he is on the decline. I think this is the reason. I know Madrid are trying to sell players because of, they're trying to get Mbappe and other bits and pieces as well. But in the Euros, like with Diaz, he was shocking, especially in that Switzerland game. He got proved out, many of a time, out the position. And it's like Jack said, he's not with Ramos, he's with Maguire and Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. He's not around, world-class players. He's around decent, average players. And that's the thing. And he's going to get shown out, in my opinion.
I will say this now. I think looking at United's backline, it will obviously be Shaw, it'll be Varane, it'll be Maguire. Wan-Bissaka is probably the weakest link in that defence, I would say.
It's all right, Doug. He defends his job, so
defends and
he
does
can't go past the halfway line
as well.
he shits himself every time he goes past the halfway line. Say, what's a cross?
I'm not being funny. I'll put my hands up and say that the column. I'll put my hands up and say, okay, yes, Manchester United have made two very good signings. They are good players. There's no denying that. However, my biggest concern is if Varane was as well class and as elite as they are making out, why are Madrid selling him? Why is he fighting for his current place in Madrid alongside Ramos? Because you don't see us trying to sell Virgil. You don't see us even entertaining any of the rumours around getting rid of Virgil, because the grass ain't greener on the other side. You only get rid of something when it's no longer working.
Yeah,
you possession for a baked bean.
Yeah, you and I had a big discussion about this, and I absolutely agree with you. Why are Madrid selling him if he's not that great? You know,
I can't wait for Burnley versus United. Varane's going to be in for a shock. There's no Burnley in La Liga, mate.
The best thing I can't wait for is I can't wait for Harry Maguire to do what he normally does, where he spins himself around and he gets lost and he can't find which way his head's going anymore. And Varane's picking up the holes and then leaves a big fuck off gap that Adam Wan-Bissaka can't defend in. I cannot wait for that to happen because he's going to spend more time covering Maguire. And it's not going to go well at all. I can't wait. I hope to God they fail. I really do. I hate them.
The perfect matchup will be Nat Phillips versus Varane. And then you'll see what a proper centre-half header a ball can actually do.
What is it? We flog in Nat for 70 million to Real next season.
Watch that fire and put him next to Real.
that would be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, definitely. But I'll tell you something. 34 million gets you Varane. 36 million gets you Konate. 50 million pounds gets you Ben White. There's levels to this game. I actually do not think Ben White is a great signing for Arsenal, but that's just my. But we're not here. We're not here to talk about Arsenal. So this might be interesting. Relegated. Who's going down this season? I will start with Dan first with this one.
Watford, Brentford, and I'm going to say Everton. I wish.
Famous last words.
I'd love to. I'm just joking. Who else got promoted?
Norwich.
Norwich.
Yeah, Norwich. Watford, Brentford, and Norwich are going down, yeah. I wish the Blues would go down, because they're absolutely crap, aren't they? But no, they'll just finish like eighth again. But it's the three come up, straight back down.
Interesting. So all three of the promoted teams going down. That's very interesting. Zane, who's going down?
Yeah, I totally agree with Dan. I think it's going to be those three teams who went up are going to go down. I just don't see them competing for a whole year and staying another season. I think they're going to go down.
Connor, who's going down?
Norwich, Brentford, and I'm going to go with a wild one. Southampton.
No!
Really?
I think it's like it was mentioned earlier, and when I've actually thought about it, it makes sense because they're selling top talent, and eventually it catches up to you. I don't want them to get relegated. I think Watford, I'd prefer to be relegated, but I think there's you can only do the way Southampton do things for a certain amount of period of time, unless they buy Divock Origi and then he's saving them because he is the Lord and Saviour. But apart from that, I'm going to go the wild one, Southampton.
Interesting. Sophie?
Same as Zane, Watford, Norwich, Brentford. Three who come up, send them right back down.
And Jack?
Norwich, I'm putting 20 grand on that to get relegated. Southampton. Yeah, I haven't even got a tenner. Norwich, Southampton, and I want to say Everton as Dan's what he said. Just to trigger them all. But yeah, I'm going to go Watford, Norwich, and as Connor alluded to, Southampton. I think if they sell James Ward-Prowse, they're done. And if Vestergaard does go as well, so Southampton. I'm gonna say this now. I agree with Watford and Norwich, but I'm gonna throw another name which I think is gonna probably shock everyone. Brighton and Hove Albion. I think it's their time to go down. And yes, Burnley as well.
Possibly. You can top all the expected goals, etc. But I tell you something, their start to the season has already basically started with a bump. Danny Welbeck is now out until the next international break. Neil Mopey could be out. So there is a lot of bad potential injuries for Brighton there as well. I can see the point of Southampton. I think selling Danny Ings is a big, big blow. And I actually said this on the podcast. If Southampton sell Danny Ings, I can see them struggling. I can definitely see them struggling. I just think they've probably got enough to stay up. Brentford, for me, are going to be very, very fun to watch. I think Christopher Ayer, I think Ivan Toney as well. I think Toney's going to be one to watch as well. And funny that Brentford have got Arsenal first as well. Good luck, Ben White and Rob Holding, etc. But yeah, I'm going to say Brighton. I'm going to say Brighton to go down with Norwich and Watford. So I actually think Brighton are going to go down because, as Chris said, they need a proven goal scorer.
Divock Origi once.
Yeah. Are you and Keane on the same wavelength?
I think our whole fan base is. We just want Origi gone.
We'd all just take a packet of cheese and onion walkers for Origi at this point, wouldn't we? Like, no one really likes cheese and onion walkers, but you'd happily snatch his hand off for him if you went, just take them. Just take them.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Mbappe to Barca, Sir Klopp, is very, very 100% not happening. Barcelona are as skint as anything. Yep. Why is Messi leaving?
They're not going to be able to replace Messi with Mbappe when they can't even afford to. They can't even register the players they've bought.
Yeah. Some people are saying Crystal Palace.
I got them in
Connor.
They've had a good summer, but
is it just the manager maybe?
Yeah, Patrick Vieira is a bit of a sus manager.
Oh, yeah, that's a shout. I completely forgot he was a manager. He's been shocking in the French league. He was such a. Unless he puts himself in midfield, then there's no chance. It's probably better than half of the year. They're still valid players anyway.
Zani, would you agree that this season's probably the most competitive yet?
It looks like it, but it's easy to say because we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe City buying those players, Chelsea, United, maybe they just don't click. And then Liverpool might run away with it again, or someone else might run away with it again. But as it looks right now, I think it will be. But inside, I don't know, because you can buy whoever you want and fancy, expensive players, but if they just don't go together, they don't, and it's easy for someone else. So probably it will be, but you never know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Crystal Palace have signed players from the Championship. Championship is different to Premier League. Vieira, very risky appointment like De Boer. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. So the next question is for everyone to get involved in. LFC player to prove everyone wrong. I'm going to say it immediately, Sadio Mane. How many times have people written this player off? Like he's declined, he's done this and he's done that. Yes, I can understand that Salah actually did outscore both Firmino and Mane, but for me, Mane's going to have a better season. I think he's going to thrive off the Anfield crowd. Zani, who's going to be the player to prove everyone wrong?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I think I was talking about it yesterday because I was looking the preseason game, and he scored a goal he would usually miss last season, but would never miss like in the seasons before. It was like sort of a Mane goal. So I think he's going to be the one who's going to come back stronger. I think he will challenge for the Golden Boot. I'm going to be bold and say it. I think it's going to be an interesting race between him and Salah because he wants to prove everyone wrong, I think, more than anyone. So it's going to be him.
Yeah. Just very, very quickly, I showed this earlier to Sophie and Connor. I think the French commentary team had a bit of bad times with the subtitles because look at that. Let me see if I can actually just put that banner off. Who in the right mind has called Sadio Mane CDO Mane? So I think they definitely need to have a better day anyway. Sophie, who's the player who's going to surprise everyone?
Curtis Jones. I'm saying it now. Curtis Jones, because I agree with what you're saying about Mane, but Mane doesn't have a point to prove, really, because we know what he's made of. We know he's a world-class player. We've seen him win the Golden Boot. We've seen him go toe-to-toe with Salah. He had an off-season. The man's played 4 years of football consistently without a break. He didn't even have, a pre-season properly last year. He came straight from international duty right into it. Like, the poor kid didn't get a break. Curtis Jones has had so much hate the last couple of weeks, and I don't understand why. He put out an interview today about the importance of this season for him and whether he thinks last season was vital to him. He said, well, yeah. He was like, because down in the academy, he was very much goals, assists, very attacking player. And then as he's moved to the senior squad, things have changed, and what he's needed to do have had to change. So he's had to be more of a midfield type role and a feeder player. And for me, that's what we are missing. We are missing a creative midfielder. And if you've got an attacking player with an attacking mindset who is willing to move into the midfield position and is able to read the game and set up goals like Curtis Jones is with the pace that kid's got, I hope he shuts everyone up, because everyone all of a sudden is calling Curtis Jones for filth. And I hope he comes in this season. And I said last season, didn't I, that it was meant to be his development, but it got stopped because of COVID and the injuries and everything. This is going to be his year to stand out for me, and I hope to God he shuts everyone up, because he's fantastic. Yeah,
especially the ones that are saying, "Oh, sell him to Scunthorpe, sell him to Sunderland, sell him to who's a League Two team, Fleetwood Town." Like, just stop it. There's no problem in having two Scousers on the team, is there? So, absolutely.
I don't understand it. Like, there's so much love for Trent because he's the Scouser in our team. And now we've got another Scouser in the team. And instead of just being like, yay, we've got homegrown talent, which we haven't had for a long time, they're instantly going like, Trent's better. Well, obviously Trent's better. Trent's been playing in the team for 3 years, for God's sake, Curtis Jones is just starting. Like, give the kid a break. He's very... But no one was fucking whinging worthy when he scored that worldie against Everton, were they?
So I can safely say to Indy Callia, who actually thought that Curtis Jones was speaking to Aston Villa, that those rumours are completely bull beep. So, yeah. Jack, who's the player to prove everyone wrong this season, in your opinion?
I'd say Naby Keita if he had a whole different body change. But he's not going to change his legs, so I think I'd love him to pick Naby, because it's not going to happen this season, sadly.
No,
but Ibu, I've got to go. I've got to go Ibu. In terms of, I think he's going to hit the Premier League like storm. I don't think people actually understand how big this lad is. And the pace of him, and obviously the RB Leipzig system, obviously played a high line in Germany as well. And I think if he can have that desired impact in which Jürgen and Michael Edwards are expecting, I think if Joe Gomez does come back fully fit, we could, in certain games, change system, play those three at the back. I'm telling you, mate, you can have 20 players on the pitch, no one's getting past those three. In the heart of the defense. But I'm fully expecting to. And in pre-season, no, it's pre-season, but he's stuck phenomenal. Absolutely.
Can we just quickly, Jack? How does Canate make Virgil look normal size?
He's even wider. I'm like, how could you get any bigger than Virgil van Dijk? It's like me standing next to Doug. He's going to be a giant to me. It's
he's built like a brick shit house, and I'm going, what have you stood in manure?
Yeah, what have you been feeding? What have you been feeding him? Yeah, he is an absolute tank. He is an absolute tank.
If you're a Premier League striker, you're gonna hate to come up against Liverpool's defense.
Oh yes, indeed. Dan, for you, who's the player to prove everyone wrong?
I'm gonna say maybe not prove Liverpool fans wrong, because we started to see it towards the end of the season. I'm going to say Thiago. Thiago started off brilliant, then he got that injury and had COVID, and then he had a bit of a run where he wasn't really very efficient, and we lost 4 games, and he started to become a bit of a bit of a meme, wasn't he? And people were laughing at him and all that, giving his thumbs up, and we were losing games. And then towards the end of the season, he really picked up, and he was actually becoming our most influential player. Now, we've seen that as Liverpool fans, but I still think the wider football community is still sort of was quite underwhelmed by him. I remember a few of the news articles saying, what does he bring to the team? He's been a flop, no goals, no assists, all that sort of stuff. And I just think next season, he's going to carry on from where he finished last season, where he was starting to actually be our best player in the last few games. And I just think next season, being able to push up properly with the high line, the fullbacks being able to bomb on, everyone being fully fit, I just think that's just going to make him just explode. And I think Thiago, for me, is going to be the one who's going to prove a lot of people wrong next season. It's going to be a big season for him.
I hope so. Shut everyone up. Shut everyone on football Twitter up, anyway. Connor, what about you?
I'm going with Bobby Firmino. I think
good one.
We saw towards the end of last season, especially towards the latter 6 games of the season, how good he can be for Liverpool. And that's all I've seen on like Liverpool Twitter is Chris and Ben Davis. Off to Bournemouth, by the way. But yeah, the last 6 games, I think so. But by the looks of things,
you said that they're Tory then, they're posh.
Go away. You can get in the bin. But no, with Bobby, I've seen a lot of people going, we should start Jota, and Jota should be the false 9 for the season. And I'm like, Bobby Firmino is so instrumental towards this Liverpool side and how we work as a system. He has done. And look, do I agree Liverpool need to buy someone to replace Bobby Firmino? Probably yes, the answer. But Bobby Firmino is still the best false 9 in world football for me, and he's proved that. Yes, last season, Mane and him, they looked fatigued, they looked tired. Sophie said, they've played so much football over the last 4 years. It's caught up to them, and now that he's kind of got a summer off because he hasn't played for Brazil in the Copa America at all. I think he's only played like once in the group stage, and I think the whole front 3 are going to light up the Premier League this season and just show why they are the best front 3 in the league. And I think Bobby is just going to start to, change people's minds. He always plays well in big games, and I think this season, especially in big games, we'll need that type of player to get us 3 points against, the top 4 next season. So I'm going with Bobby.
I agree with this. Kostas Tsimikas, if he stop. Look, I think Tsimikas is going to have a better season. He's been looking really good in pre-season, so I think I'll answer your question in a minute, Archie, about Harry Wilson. Right, this is one. I think this is going to be a very tricky one, but we were discussing this all fair. First manager to be sacked in the Premier League this season. If it's not the Watford manager, I will be amazed. Zani, I'll come to you first with this one. Who's getting sacked first?
I'll be a bit crazy and I'll say Ole. I think they've signed such influential players, and I just have a feeling that it might flop. And I know he just signed a new contract, but I think there is a slight possibility. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, even though maybe it's even better that he's at the wheel. But I think it's going to be him.
Interesting. Connor, first manager to be sacked.
This might be a bit harsh on my end. I did predict Southampton to get relegated, so I think Southampton's manager is going to go first. If it isn't Watford, I think it'll be him. I think they'll get frustrated with the results, but then to be fair, if they leave him with the squad that he has at the moment, I can't blame him. But yeah, for me, it'll be Ralph that is going to be sacked first.
Kian has wishful thinking. Dan, first manager to be sacked for you?
I'm going to say Vieira. He's got that sort of Deboa vibe to him, hasn't he? Where you could, he's never really done anything as a manager before. And I think he could be in big trouble. The other one, if he doesn't get off to a good start, and he needs to, is Rafa Benitez, mate. Because the Everton fans don't like him anyway, a lot of them.
Agent Rafa.
If he doesn't get off to a good start, sorry, Benitez, they'll turn.
Yeah.
In fact, they don't even have to turn, because a lot of them are already against him.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Sophie?
It hurts me to say it, but I agree with Dan. I think Rafa, he goes on a little bit of a bad form. They are the most bitter club in the world. They don't want him anyway. They're going to look for the first sight of blood, aren't they? And they're going to go for him.
Yeah.
However, I would just like to say that this can be like, you can clip this and use it against season. I think if Pep doesn't win the Champions League this year, he's getting sacked. I think he's going to get sacked. He's nearly on £1 billion since he took over at City, and the only thing to win is a Premier League. He got to the final in the best chance he had, and he couldn't do it with £1 billion squad. He's replacing 20 million centre-backs with 20 million centre-backs. The average price of a player in his team is £41 million per player. If
I think I read...
big he is, he's sacked. Not
I
fair,
think I read...
sacked.
I think I read somewhere he spent, I think it's something like 418 million on fullbacks or centre backs or something. That's mad, absolutely mad. Jack, first manager to be sacked.
Yeah, Dan's robbed mine. No, it is Rafa. I don't think people outside of Merseyside actually understand like the sheer animosity towards that man from their own fans. Like I just couldn't believe we all love Rafa for what he done for Liverpool, but you would love to remind them. I think if, as Sophie said, you can't get the run of games at the beginning of the season, Goodison is already a hostile stadium in itself to even go to, and it probably helped them last season. I know the form at home wasn't the best, but that Goodison crowd can literally get on your back. So Rafa and obviously Vieira. I think he didn't do well for France, but it'd be interesting to see how he does go. But and I'd say Arteta as well, but it's that whole debacle every single season that they go through a run of games and then finish well at the back end. So it make excellent viewing for on YouTube. Like so, yeah.
Well, they win the Prem every year in October. They win it every year, and then they do the little dance, and they're all made up, and they're all chuffed. And Rich Allison's doing his pigeon bird, and everything's hunky dory. And then November comes, and he gets slapped back down to 10.
Yeah. I mean, I have said Watford manager. If they don't sign their manager first, I'll be amazed. Someone said Steve Bruce. That ain't happening. Mike Ashley likes to keep Steve Bruce anyway. I'm a bit worried for Wolves actually. I think Bruno Laga might potentially be the first one to go if they don't start well. I know he needs time, but then again, Crystal Palace didn't give Frank de Boer time. Do you know what? I'm gonna say a bit of a shock one here. Thomas Tuchel. Because I think Chelsea, if they don't start well, and we've seen previously, whenever a manager's come in, he's done a nice first season. It's that second season. If they don't sign a striker, they are struggling. They are struggling, in my opinion. I know Lukaku didn't have a good first spell at Chelsea anyway. If he signs for Chelsea again, then what's going to happen to Werner? What's going to happen to Havertz? What's going to happen to Ziyech? What's going to happen to Pulisic as well? I've just got a feeling that Tuchel as well. I like this shout about Arteta because let's be honest. I mean, anyone else better could actually manage Arsenal and do a better job than Arteta is doing right now. So I'll stick with this, and I'm going to say Arteta.
Mr. putting out cones on a seat.
Aye. Pep's. I can't remember what it is. I think this might be a little bit of an easy one. Top assist maker, Sophie.
Fuck no, you didn't tell us this one. I haven't got that anymore. I haven't got anything planned, so move on.
Okay, Jack.
I want to say Trent, but it's Kevin De Bruyne, isn't it? It's going to be Kevin or Big Harry Kane. I'm gonna go Trent.
Oh, this is for Liverpool. Sorry. That should say LFC
Oh,
top
for Liverpool.
maker.
Oh, for Liverpool. Oh,
Yeah.
and then Trent all day. So be whiffing in those balls. Yeah.
Trent. So Sophie Trent, Jack Trent, Dan.
Yeah, clean sheet. Definitely Trent. Yeah.
Zani.
Yeah, Trent for sure.
Connor.
Trent.
How many assists are you saying he's going to get?
13.
I think he's going to get 11.
15.
14.
Oh.
I swear to God, we're all bang on. Yeah, review this. We win the league.
Yeah.
I'm saying 11 assists and 2 goals. One of them is from free kick.
I'm not even going to ask it. Oh, I am going to ask this one, but Salah.
I'm saying Mane.
Mane.
Yeah.
Alisson Becker. Sorry. I go with Mane. I think Mane will be in hot form this season.
Well, Sane's in Germany, Jack. So just remind you of that.
Well, Zane, yeah. No, Mane, sorry.
Dan?
I'm going to go for Origi.
Oh, Jesus.
No, of course not. No, of course. No,
We're playing Barca every week. Yes.
Yeah. Or Everton and Barca. But no, Salah, of course. Yeah, Salah.
Connor Salah.
Yeah, Salah, 30 plus goals, I think he'll get this season.
30
League
plus.
goals.
Yeah, league goals.
Wow. Woohoo! That would be amazing if he did.
Will be.
We'd be winning the league with that.
Exactly.
Aye. What I will say, I know I've obviously asked this for LFC, but do we think Salah might be top scorer in the Premier League?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do as well. I do as well. Zane, Mane for top scorer?
Well, yeah, if I said he's going to be top scorer, then he has to be top scorer for the whole league as well. So, or equal, like it was before with Salah.
Yeah. I like that. Sophie asked a very good question. New formations. Do we see LFC doing a new formation this season? Sophie?
Yeah, I had this conversation with my dad actually recently. And I was like, I think he's going to change to 4-3-3 because everyone's figured out the 4-3-3 now. You know, the two boys one up the wings and then Salah and Mane cut in. I think personally we're going to go at a false 5 at the back, where it's basically a 3, and then obviously our 2 full backs move upwards. So I think technically we're going to go for a 5-3-2-1 type thing. I know that's not a technical formation, but I think we're going to change it up. I think we're going to move Salah more central, Bobby and Mane behind him. Obviously, normal midfield, Hendo, Thiago, Fabinho. But I think we're going to have more of a 5. I think we're going to have the 3.
Interesting.
Especially bringing Canate in. He's not going to want to drop Gomez. And I know Jack said it before as well. If you've got those caliber of players, and I understand wanting to rotate them, and I get that. And in certain games, you might want to go back to the 4-3-3 so you can give them a break. But I think if we're going up against hard teams with a strong press, playing a back 5, but not a defensive 5, that would be incredible because it would allow Trent and Robbo that freedom to bomb it up the wings the way they have done traditionally, which means Mane, as we saw last time, wouldn't have to track back as far to link up with Robbo, could cut in more from the midfield, link up with Thiago. And that back 3 would be like going up against a concrete wall, wouldn't it? If I wouldn't want to run at that. I'd stop again. Hey, I'm all right. I'll go back this way.
I think the phrase is having Van Dijk, Matip, and Ibrahima Konate in the same team should be illegal. Is what I would say about that. Zani, can you see us changing formations this season?
Yeah, just to say this is gonna be my last one because I have to go.
Okay.
No problem.
I don't think we will. I think Klopp is quite content on 4-3-3, and even when it wasn't working last season, he was quite reluctant to change it. However, I think if we sign a proper number 9, I can see us going 4-3-2-1. I can see that.
Okay.
But I think it will be 70, 80, maybe 90% 4-3-3 because Klopp's been playing that for most of the time, and I think he will be a bit reluctant to change.
Yeah. Very, very quickly, thank you very, very much for coming on, and I hope you have a good rest of your holiday as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
See you later.
No problem. Go and check out Zani's channel as well. Lovely lass, and a lovely channel as well. We'll see you very soon.
Cheers, Doug. Thanks. Bye.
Cheers. Bye. So, question to the rest of you, Jack. Can you see us playing another formation?
Yeah, I think we need to, as everyone's already said tonight in chat as well. We need to be unpredictable this season, and the more times we can do that, due to obviously injuries we've spoken about already, the fullbacks.
Yeah.
In their worst season, they had better stats than the rest of the Premier League over the last couple of seasons. So I think if we can push them a bit more further forward to play our attack and flowing football, but yeah, I'd be. It's whether dependent on injuries. I think if Liverpool do have an injury crisis, in which we see in terms of our defensive, but in our midfield this season, we could switch to a two, obviously with Fabinho and Thiago, obviously as the pivot. But yeah, we need to be unpredictable. The more formations, it's good that we have the options. I think when you look at City, Chelsea, and especially Chelsea in Europe playing three at the back, obviously with the wing backs as well, I think that's a very interesting thing. But yeah, definitely. As Sophie alluded to, the five at the back, but basically play three, but obviously two wingers. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Apparently the championship season starts this evening. Apparently Bournemouth have just scored against West Brom, according to Chris Welsh. So 1-0 Bournemouth. Very interesting. Dan, can you see any change to the formation this season?
And I'll be honest, not massively. I think there'll be obviously some variations on the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. That sort of thing. But I can't really see massive changes to it. He's always traditionally played the 4-3-3, hasn't he? So I sort of agree with Zane, really. I can't really see massive changes to that. I know pre-season's primarily about getting fit, but has he experimented at all in pre-season? I haven't seen any of the games. Don't know whether you guys have, so I don't know whether he's
played Elliott as a midfielder, which will be interesting.
Yeah, I think Elliott played most of his time in midfield at Blackburn, so I think that's something he's been trying. He's actually looked pretty good as well. Connor, can you see any changes to the formation?
I think the main formation will stay 4-3-3. I think with the return of Virgil and having centre backs that Klopp can rely on, like not saying that Kabak and Nat Phillips was, but with Kanate and Matip, I think he'll go back to a 4-2-3-1 and we'll use it a lot more. Like we saw in 18-19 when we were playing the teams like back then, like Cardiff, Fulham, like it'll be like kind of like Brentford and Norwich. I think we'll use 4-2-4. This season a lot more, like we saw against Man City when we were playing at the Etihad, I think. When we had Hendo and I think it was Genie in a pivot of two, and then then the four. I think that's what we'll play. I think I think that's pretty much all of our all-out attack formation. I can see what Sophie's going on about with the three, with Kanate, Virgil, and Gomez. Kanate's used to that, isn't he, under Leipzig and playing, that three, and then it'll allow Trent and Robbo to go further up. So that could be an interesting formation this season. But I think he'll just change it between 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1.
Anyone 3-4-3?
No.
That's ultimate attacking. If we wanted to stop a team, yes, sound. If we had Suarez with Norwich at the right on top of the team, then sound. But
this is a very good question. Who do you play in midfield if you're playing a four though? Fabinho, Henderson, and Thiago are undroppable when fit for me. Who else slots in?
Four.
Tumbleweed.
What formation is that? Is that like a 4-4-2 or
a diamond or what?
Yeah, I was going to say you'd be playing actually we're playing like wingers.
We haven't really got the personnel, have we, to play a four in midfield like that? Because we haven't got any sort of. None of them players they would play out wide, would they? They're all centralised players.
If you're going to stack your midfield,
Chris says we should rotate between 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1 because Henderson ain't going to play the whole season. Yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, something to something to obviously think about for sure is definitely that. So we have done LFC Player. For everyone, I can't speak this evening. That's what happens when you work 7 hours of work. Top scorer, top assist maker. Now we have the Bologna Friendlies recap. Now, has to be said that I was very impressed with the first friendly. I thought we absolutely controlled the game. They had a couple of chances, but let's be honest, they were like Christmas presents, weren't they? The 2 goals. Who stood out for you, Sophie, in that first game?
Is that even a question?
Van Dijk.
Of course. I spent the entire game that he was on, the entire 45 minutes, watching him, watching how he played, watching his distribution, watching him read the game. I don't think I watched anybody else that entire game. I think I just was fixated on him and seeing him come back. For me, I'm putting a lot of pressure on him to come back the way he was. And I'm feeling the pressure because I'm like, oh, well, I've said that Virgil's going to come back great. Like, he has to come back great. And he stood out for me. It was like, we were solid, so much more solid at the back just for having them there. It's like that reassurance straight away, wasn't it? Like, even when that shot went across that Kelleher would never have got to if it wasn't going wide, you feel a lot more confident that that's going to be very limited because Virgil was there. So, yeah, I'm going with Virg. I'm going with my boy.
I have to say that the... I mean, obviously, we can joke about, the presence, but you have to say Jota took his goal really well, Jack.
Well, mate, I was late to the stream. I seen the goal, but I was like 20. I missed the goals on my stream, but I did see them. But yeah, it's phenomenal that he's got that ability to come into the game and like, what was I going to say? It was Elliot. I was going to speak about Elliot. Yeah, Jota the goal was good, but Elliot for me this season in pre-season and Costas really stood out in those 2 games as well.
Yeah, Connor.
I'm surprised no one's mentioned the kit because the whole of Twitter did. But everyone was on a meltdown. But no, look, it's just a football kit. For me, it's sad that the fact that I want to say Naby, and again, it's pre-season, isn't it? And he looks so good. But for me, I agree with Jack. I think Harvey Elliott in the midfield is a real bonus because it adds versatility that you can play on the wing and play in midfield. Very, very good. And yeah, it's just nice to see Mane as well back into just looking deadly. He just looks like he wants to go for everything, and he just like, of course, I think it was the first goal or the second goal, he just like hunted down the defender. So yeah, it's great to see him back to his best. But yeah, like Sophie said, Virgil, seeing him back for 45 minutes is always good. The
gegenpressing was right back in that game. You could actually see how well they've done. Dan, I know you've been on holiday. But have you managed to see any of the pre-season at all?
Not really. I had yesterday's game on, but I'd got back of holiday, so I was doing all my washing and all. I was just watching it. But the one thing that stood out for me was, where was it getting played?
Evian in France, I think.
Honest to God, what a place that was with the sea in the background and all that. It wasn't feasible. It was the best. Honestly, it was like the best place I've ever seen to play football ever. But I'm always excited for Naby in pre-season. He looks dead fit, doesn't he? He looks dead strong. He looks good. So he looked all right yesterday. But yeah, as I think it was Connor said, Mane's looking sharp as well, isn't he? So he's the exciting one. But I'll be honest, I'm not going to sit here and say I was like proper watching it or nothing. But yeah, from what I've seen, that they were the 2 that sort of stood out a little bit for me.
And one thing that stood out for me as well, how on earth is Ben Woodburn getting on the Liverpool bench still? Like,
because nobody wants him.
Can we actually see him staying this season?
And he's how old is he? Is he like 21 or 22 now?
23,
23.
Wow. Feels like he's been around for ages.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's weird because I think he was on loan, was it last season or the season before at Oxford, and then he got injured, but he just hasn't really kicked on in his career, has he?
He's 21, Makendo.
21, yeah.
21.
Yeah,
wow. He's going to be the new Jesse Lingard, isn't he? Where he's about 27 and people are still saying he's a youngster.
We can move on to the second game because Minamino, very, very good finish as well. But the game that sums up Divock Origi was that one. Has the chance to score the penalty, and it hits the post.
I was fuming on my live stream. I was like, "Why have you just robbed that penalty off that kid?" It was Ben Woodburn. Oh, he's not a kid now. He's an adult worker.
Young talent.
He looks about 10 anyway. It's crazy. But yeah, if I was Ben Woodburn, I would be fuming. Divock just went, "Go ahead, I'll take this penalty," and he still missed. I know it's 3 seasons. Don't want to look too much into it, but come on, Div.
Yeah, Sophie, does that just kind of sum up Divock Origi's last 18 months?
Look, I'm going to be honest. I fell asleep during the second game. So I have no idea what happened. I just woke up to like this bedlam afterwards that Divock had missed a penalty. And I was like, well, why am I not fucking surprised? That was my reaction. Like, I'm not surprised. But I can't even comment on what happens or anything because literally the first game ended and I just took the knock. Like, I'd watched it until I was fine. I was good. I took a knock.
I mean, Connor, there's been rumoured reports about Wolves, about West Ham. Can you see Divock Origi being at Liverpool before the transfer window closes?
I can, but I don't want to. if that's the thing. It's to be honest with you, with the penalty, when he missed it, I was just like, whatever. But then I thought, I was a bit like, why on earth hasn't Fabinho took that? And then I just remembered, oh yeah, he got took off like 5 minutes beforehand, which was a terrible thing. But no, it's again with Divock, it's finding the right price for him, isn't it? And that's the whole thing that Liverpool are after. To be honest, though, I would just take a packet of Smarties for him at this point. But it's the sense of that Liverpool want, was it around 20 million that's been talked about, 15 million, like. I think it'd be like 10. I think it'd be like Marco Grujic, 10 million, and then add-ons potentially.
Yeah,
if any club are after him. But yeah, I think it's time for Divock to move on. I think for himself and the club, because he's not getting ahead of Jota. I think when the season starts, I don't think he's getting ahead. If Minamino stays, I don't think he gets ahead of Taki. So yeah, I think maybe it is time for him to go.
I'll tell you one player who has really, really stood out from pre-season. I know it's only pre-season, but he's so young. Cade Gordon. I think he's been absolutely outstanding in that midfield. Whenever he's played, he looks really cool, calm, and composed on the ball.
Yeah, he's. I think was it from Derby. All the Derby fans were absolutely losing it when we signed him. Anyway, but he's like very mature for his age. You can just tell by the way he's been playing. And he's not phased by playing alongside the likes of Virgil van Dijk and all that. Yeah. No, and just a quick one on Divock. It's frustrating. Always want him to do well at Liverpool, but it's every single season that goes by. And for him personally, surely you'd want to at least test yourself at another club and be like the main striker at the football club. It's so going to be difficult to dislodge the main three up front and then Jota.
Yeah.
So, and what do we do with Minamino? I'd much rather I'd rather have a big show, but I'd rather give Minamino a chance at Liverpool because Div's had about 5 seasons at the football club, and yes, he scored the odd goal against Barca, fantastic, but you can't play Barca every week.
Yeah, I don't even care. I'll still wear my purple Origi top proudly.
You can't ride on that. You know, Origi scoring those 2 goals and the Barca come back. Like, we'll forever be proud of him for that, and we'll be thankful. And that's, he's a legend for that alone. But since then, he's done nothing, and it's like he can't be bothered, and that's what irritates me more. Like, if he went out when he was called upon to play a game and he actually tried and he just was unlucky, I'd be like, okay, he's trying. But he's not even bothered. He walks. The lads are sprinting, and you can see him just stood there, like turning around and strolling along. Like he's on a nice little walk on a Sunday afternoon with his mum. Like, no, you're playing a Premier League football. You're a striker. You're meant to be scoring goals right now, or at least be attacking, and you're doing jack shit. And that's what irritates me more. If you're not going to do your job, fuck off.
Yeah.
It's weird because he turns around and bangs a goal in the back of the net as well, doesn't he? Some games. Like, he's got that ability in glimpses. We've seen it, but he's
lazy. And I don't want a lazy player at my club. Like, we've said it before and we've said it again, Liverpool is a very tight club and you've got to understand what Liverpool is. And if you can't be asked giving me your 100% as a player, then I ain't giving you 100% of me as a fan. Because if you I can't be asked.
Let's be honest. Origi will always be remembered for the Barcelona game, but at least he's not Mario Balotelli. Like, remember when he was at the club, one Premier League goal, and that was against Spurs, I think, and it was a very, very good finish. But the rest of it, less said about that one, the better. We need a backup striker that can slot into the team, and it needed Origi, isn't that? Yep, absolutely agree. Now, 3 out of the panel here are going to one of these games. Look ahead to Athletic Bilbao and Osasuna at Anfield. Obviously, Athletic Bilbao is Sunday and Osasuna is Monday as well. Connor, do you know much about both sides or not really?
No. Just that both of them are playing at Anfield in the next couple of days. No,
Yeah.
I think the only time I've ever really recognised Atletico Bilbao was when they signed Llorente, like the former Spanish striker.
The one that was at Swansea.
Yeah, and like, is it Inaki Williams?
Yeah, I think I was going to say that's the only player really.
Yeah, that's the only player I know of Atletico Bilbao. And then for Osasuna, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea on how they are doing at all. So, yeah.
Are you excited to be going though?
Yeah, very excited. I can't wait. You know, 2 games at Anfield, which can't wait to actually hear the crowd in person. Because just listening in it, like the last couple of months and that with COVID, and that the false crowd noise is the most horrible thing in football. And I just can't wait to hear the noise in person.
Yeah, Jack, you must be excited getting back to Anfield, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd say I'm excited for Liverpool. I'm more excited to see Connor. But yeah, no, first time actually. Well, it's weird. We've all met each other on virtually, and you're on the screens and that. But you're staying in ours, aren't you? But Brenda will look after you, me man. So, yeah. But yeah, it'd be good to hopefully see so for a couple of. If you go in the game, let us all know. Drop us a DM and I'll try and meet you. But yeah, it's as Connor said, the fans are back. It's a friendly, and I think the atmosphere will be absolutely phenomenal. I really do. I know it's pre-season, but it's the first time Anfield crowd have fully been back in the stadium. And just fingers crossed. I'm not going to say so.
Yeah. Here we go. I thought Bilbao played Liverpool in Dublin a few years ago. Was going to go, but then my aunt decided to go and get married. Inconsiderate woman.
Bloody hell, Keane. I can't believe it.
That's comment of the night, that is.
That is. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Sophie, looking forward to be back at Anfield?
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait to hear the chants. And I don't care if it's a friendly or not. You'll Never Walk Alone is getting screamed. It's gonna be like a European night because we haven't been in there for so long, and we want, I know that I want our boys to be reminded of why we are the 12th man. And I just can't wait to see the boys on the pitch. And I don't care I actually don't care what the scoreline is. I just want to be there again.
Yeah. So a couple of players to look out for. They've got Unai Simon. They've got Inaki Williams. They've still got Munain. How he's still at the club? I remember a game against Manchester United. I think it was in the Europa League where he tore Manchester United a new one. And I think Connor's right. I think that Llorente was in the side as well. I think probably Inaki Williams and Iker Muniain are probably the two to look out for, I would say.
Yeah, is that Daddy Simon Doug? That is his first name, Daddy. The Simon, is that the one I was playing in League One last season? Is it that one, Con? I think
so, yeah.
Is it that right there?
It's the one that started for Spain in the Euros, the goalkeeper.
Sounds. Oh, no, it's a completely different position. Yeah, no, it sounds. Forget about me, sorry.
Wait, it's the same one, isn't it?
No, he doesn't play for them. Oh, forget it. Sorry,
Oh,
don't try and shout it. Shut up, the king now.
Dan, do you know much about Athletic Bilbao?
Nothing at all. The only thing I know about Osasuna is that when Sammy Lee left Liverpool, he went to Osasuna, and that's always like stuck in my mind. Osasuna.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, because I remember when I was a kid and I read he went to Osasuna. It sounds like a Japanese team or something, wasn't it? I didn't know they were Spanish. But yeah, so Osasuna's always stuck in my mind that when Sammy Lee left Liverpool, that's where he went. But other than that, I don't know much about it. But like Jack was saying, and Sophie and the atmosphere is going to be unreal, isn't it? I hadn't really thought of that because it's going to be a full house, isn't it? And people are just going to go mad, aren't they? People are just going to be letting it all out. It's going to be brilliant.
So I'm just looking at the Osasuna players. I don't know any.
No.
I didn't it was Spanish.
I was trying to pad for time, Doug, by saying it was Sammy Lee's second club. That was like my only fact of the day about them. I was trying to pad just there because I knew no one else would know nothing about Osasuna.
But Dan, if you hadn't even said that they were a Spanish team, I'd have been like, I have geographically, I'd have gone, meeny, miny, mo.
No idea.
Osasuna sounds like a medium-sized budgeting firm.
It sounds like a crap car, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does.
I think they slapped Barca last season a couple of times. I think.
Oh yes. I think
that's
they
no
did.
surprise.
Yeah.
So, as far as starting 11s are concerned, what do we think the starting 11 is going to be for the Bilbao game? Sophie, what do you think?
Normal back. I'm going to go for Trent, Robbo, Veg. Canate, maybe starting over Gomez, I think. Thiago will play. Hendo will play, and then normal front three.
Jack,
I think we'll go strong. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Because I think Klopp has done that in the previous years. I think the build up to the in the last couple of seasons. Sorry, Ali in goal, Trent. Robbo, Ibu, and Matip. I think, go with that. Is Thiago back fully? He's not, is he?
He's back in training today.
Yeah.
Back in training.
Yeah, Fabinho, Thiago, and Curtis. I think the local lads. Get the local lads. Yeah, get Curtis in between back at Anfield, and the main three up front. Bobby, Salah, and Mane. Because I think, the atmosphere, as Dan and Sophie and Connor says, it will be massive. Yeah.
West Brom have equalised according to Chris Welsh, and he says, "I'm off now, Reds. Take care all." Thank you for tuning in, Chris, and I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed your holiday as well in sunny Scotland, I should say as well. Dan, what about you? What do you think? Do you think it'll be a bit of mix?
Yeah, they've actually. Is it 2 games in 2 days?
Yeah.
I mean, I might be wrong, but I'd be surprised if he puts like an A team and a B team out. Because I think it'd be giving all the players that message that this is my first team, this is my second team, and also we'll want to sort of put a decent team out for both the groups of fans who get to go. Some might go one day, some might go the other. So I think it'll be a mix and match for both games. I really do.
Connor, what about you?
I think he'll go a bit mixed. I agree with Ali, Trent. I think Virgil and Canate is going to start. I think Tsimikas will start against Bilbao. And then I'd go Fab, Naby Keita, and Harvey Elliott, and then the front three.
Okay,
you're just made up to see Naby, aren't you, Con?
Absolutely gonna love it. Absolutely gonna love it.
I mean, I'm jealous. Let me put it that way. But no, I'm pretty sure you'll have a very, very, very good time. Are you travelling up from Wales tomorrow, Connor?
Yes, I am. I had to think about that. Then I was like, am I? I am. Traveling. I'll be leaving here tomorrow afternoon. So yeah.
He's downstairs already. That's what I was like,
Brenda's making me a cup of tea already.
Kelleher, Tsimikas, Matip, Canate, Trent, Fab, Ox, Keita, Jota, Minamino, and Nani to start. as well. So we probably will see Ali for the Osasuna game then, perhaps. Yeah, I think Kelleher might start the Bilbao friendly as well. So obviously, if we think that the Bilbao one will be strong, what about Osasuna?
Yeah, mixed for me. Yeah. I'm open. It'd be interesting to see because I think obviously with the Bologna game there was like 3 subs on there. But I think as you've already said, yeah, I'd go with a mix. For me.
Yeah, Sophie.
See, I think the Athletic game we're going to go full strength team. I think the Osasuna game is where we're going to see the rotation. Where I think you'll get like the likes of Tomiskas and Kelleher and Matip and that in for that game. And then probably bring the other boys on for the last 20 minutes or so. But yeah, I think a weakened team for Osasuna. First game back, you've got to go for all, haven't you? Regardless.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the key here, especially with Norwich on the Saturday as well. Oh, by the way, just speaking of, I should have probably said this at the start. Every one of us is wishing Wesley Fofana a speedy recovery. I know we're playing. My Fitbit has just vibrated because it's just done 10,000 steps because I'm moving my arms a lot. Yeah, all of us.
Actually,
yeah, all of us are wishing Wesley Fofana well. If you've seen the tackle, it's an absolute shocker of a tackle. The scissors movement. Connor made a very good point actually earlier as well. Was it Larucci that got injured against Sevilla?
Yeah, in America. It always seems to be Spanish teams that are always
don't
vicious.
say that. Oh, Christ. Nabby's going to be in an ambulance.
No.
Nabby's going to be in the mall. He's going to be in the mall with a toe tag on.
Oh,
no.
What should I have said? Anything now?
Wrap him in bubble wrap, please, Jürgen.
But yeah, I mean, we wish Wesley Fofana well. It's a horrible injury. Fractured fibula is what has been talked about. So I think that is in 8 to 12 weeks potentially. So yeah, it was a shocking tackle. And not even a booking either. Not even about. I know that good friend Anthony was at the game, and he messaged me straight after the game and said, "How the hell has Fofana not been? How the hell is the Villarreal player not been sent off?" Because yeah, it was a horrible tackle, and I hope he is okay. So, guys, any questions? Let us know because we are coming into the last 8 minutes of the show as well. But it's been very, very nice to be back. I have missed this. I think everyone has actually missed this. It's actually nice to come back on a Friday after a long day at work, and yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're still in your holidays, aren't you, Sophie?
I'm only on full second week of 6. I'm loving it. Lazy leisure, please.
Aye. But yeah, Jackie had a good summer.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, mate. And obviously, I need to kick up backside on my channel. I need to get pumping out the content. Done 3 yesterday, 3 videos, which is very surprising. And YouTube doesn't push out your notifications. But yeah, I can't wait to get you all on the channel as well. I think we've got a lot of content, all of us, to do, and it's going to be a massive season, mate.
Right,
really enjoyed it.
Came with the first question. If you had to bring in depth for one more position, who'd you bring in and where? Sophie?
No house.
No house.
I'd still be going for him. 100%. He was the one at the end of last season that I targeted as somebody that I'd really want, and he's still available. I still think he'd be a perfect fit. I'm going for him.
Yeah. Okay. Jack?
Oh, that's midfielder. Oh no, it's forward only.
I
would have said Ings if we didn't go Villa, but so someone up front that I can't pick a player off me top of my head barely, but it's if we can get rid of Shaqiri. But yeah, definitely a forward, Keane. I'll come back to you in a minute, mate. I can't runs again.
Dan?
Yeah, not sure who I'd go for, but I think the obvious position for me is midfield. We've lost Gini Wijnaldum, haven't we? Who's been an absolute stalwart for how many years?
Yes.
Did he play 34 league games out of 38? They've not replaced him. We're going to be walking on a tightrope, aren't we? I don't know whether they're hoping and expecting maybe Ox can play some games, Keita can play some games, maybe Curtis Jones, and they can fill the void, but they've proved historically they're not going to be able to. So I think we're walking a tightrope. You know, Henderson gets an injury most seasons. I think not replacing Gini Wijnaldum is really, as I say, a bit of a worry for him. That'd be the one I'd be looking to.
Connor?
Kylian Mbappe. Wait, what? No.
Who said what now?
Midfield. Yeah, Messi. Why not?
Nice bit of clickbait there on the title. Don't change it.
Mbappe to Liverpool. Wait, what? No, midfield for me, mate. Either Neuhaus, like Sophie said, or Renato Sanchez. I think both of them would do fantastic.
Ashley Roberts is a Manchester United fan, and he's asked this. Please tell how is Grealish worth 100 million?
He's not, is he?
English Premier League tax.
Prem tax, innit? Yeah.
Guys, did you see that video that the owner of Villa put out today?
Yeah, absolutely amazing, wasn't it?
And just in case anybody hasn't, he basically said that last season they wanted to keep Jack Grealish, so they offered him a new contract, and he said, yes, of course, I'll take a new contract. However, if a Premier League club who's in the Champions League comes for me, I don't want you to stand in my way. So they said, okay, but they put a clause in there that it would be 100 million and they wouldn't accept anything less. And he said they basically put it at that higher price because they were hoping that nobody would ever trigger it. Not expecting City to come along and trigger that 100 million. They said it in a nice way, but basically they said, like, yes, he's very talented. Yes, he's valued highly. But the way they worded it was, we put the price on the release clause for the value he is to Villa, not the value of the player. So he's not player worth. He's not worth 100 million. To Villa, he was worth 100 million because they've now bought 3 players. And as he said, they took the aspects of what Grealish does for them and have found that in 3 different strike forwards. You know, a left, a right winger, and a striker. They've done smart business there, but they set that 100 million hoping that nobody would trigger it, not that he was worth 100 million.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and especially because it's, you know, ex-chief executive Christian Purslow, who, you know, is a very, very well-liked man. He's a very, very well-liked man. I think the statement he came out with, the video was absolutely fantastic.
Just threw Grealish under the bus, you love to see.
I think we've just probably answered this, Napoon, but for me, we've probably got Neuhaus, Saul, I mean, loads as well. Oh, Liverpool football talk, Sean, the building. Hello, Sean. Hope you're doing well. We haven't heard from you for ages, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Boom, go get it, baby. Yeah, that is his catchphrase as well. Seamus Moores asked a very good question. Player you are most looking forward to watching this season? Thiago for me.
Yeah. We'll do a Liverpool player. Can we do another one on the Prem, Doug? Like,
sure, yeah.
For Ibu, I keep on saying it. Just as he holds the monster that we all expect. And Buendia, be interesting to see in an Aston Villa system. I think obviously at Norwich, he really struggled to really go forward. But I think if they unleash his potential, I think Buendia at Aston Villa.
Buendia, I'm looking forward to seeing Leon Bailey. I think this guy is an absolute talent, and I think he's going to have a good season for Aston Villa. Sophie?
Liverpool player-wise, obviously, Ibu. Everyone, as Jack's just said, you know, everyone wants to see what he's made of, really, don't they? For a non-Liverpool player, I'm going to have to go with Varane. I just want to see what happens with this because they fucking bigged him up, and I hope he falls. I hope he fucking fails and Harry Maguire falls on top of him like a fat fridge he is. I can't wait. I just can't wait to see them. I just want to see what
Dan?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Doug, about Thiago. I mean, he was bought, in my perception, as being like the cherry on top of the cake, and obviously the cake just fell apart, didn't it, last season? He never really got a chance, and I'd love to see him next season with 10 other world-class players around him and see exactly what he can do for us. So, yeah, for me, Thiago.
And outside the Premier League? Outside of Liverpool, sorry?
I'm going to be interested to see how Kane does at City.
It'd be interesting, Dan, as well, isn't it, if he actually goes. I've got this thing in my back.
Yeah, Ashley Roberts said Spurs want 160 million for Kane. That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so. I think so indeed. Connor, same question to you. LFC player you're looking forward to watching, and outside of LFC.
Thiago for me, mate. As you know, the panel's already said, he was so good. The 10 games last season. I can't wait to see what he does this year. On that right hand side for Liverpool, and I can't think of his name. It's the guy that Norwich signed from Werder Bremen.
Milot Rashica.
Yeah, I really am looking forward to see what he does and see if he can help Norwich stay up, because he was rumored to Liverpool, wasn't he, 3-4 years ago, and we never went for him. So it'd be interesting to see what he does.
Am I biased to be a Scotsman? But Billy Gilmore comes to mind. I think he's going to have a good. I think he's going to have a good time at that in Norwich midfield. I think he's going to have a very, very good time as well. Leicester Till I Die TV. Yes, I know you're at Wembley, Chris. I know you're at Wembley. Is it no Sunday? I thought it was Sunday.
Is it tomorrow?
Charity Shield's normally Sunday, innit? But I don't know whether
Charity Shield's Sunday. Charity Shield's Sunday.
Maybe
it's
he's travelling down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe.
Please win.
The streams. Streams top notch, bro. Thank you very much, Sean. Great to see you back on here, my friend. I want to see Grealish at City and Sancho at United. 5:15 Saturday.
There you go.
Wow.
I'll be scram before I go out. Yeah.
That is, that will definitely be a good one to see as well. But yeah, guys, that is all we have time for on this episode of the Friday LFC Focus. It's been fantastic to get back as well. Thank you very much to the panel. Thank you to the lovely Zani for coming all the way from Latvia. Hope she has a very good rest of her holiday. Sophie, thank you very much as always. Excited to be, you glad to be back?
Oh God, yeah, without a doubt. Well, I know we've spoken about it a few times, haven't we? We were counting down the days, morning, days to go, morning, few days to go.
Aye, absolutely. You did. Oh yes, right. Okay. Right. The 20th of August. I think I nearly got that date wrong. I am not going to be here. I am actually going to be in Lincoln with Rebecca and her family. We've been invited at a christening. Don't ask. So Mr. Niblett has kindly agreed to take over the show. It's not your show.
It's my show now.
It's not your show. But yeah, he will be.
I'm sick that day.
Oh,
wow, I'm fully in control, aren't I? Oh, evil laugh.
I'm getting kicked out. I'm getting kicked out. I'm getting told to shush. I'm getting bullied, aren't I?
I'm purposely gonna make a shush animation just for this now.
Where is it? It's been a while.
Oh, here we go. Oh, we've missed this. We need the shush button.
Where is it?
It's a new name. There we
go. Jack, thank you very much for coming back on, my friend. Have you got anything coming up on your channel this week or so?
Probably match day vlog. I think with me and Con. We can try and get that sorted. I'm looking after Connor, yeah. Well, he probably look after me anyway. So, well, yeah, it'd be good to be back, mate. Thank you very much for having me on. It's been good to speak to everyone tonight.
Pleasure. And
got a week to go until the footy.
Yeah, we can't wait. A week until the Premier League returns, the best league in the world as well. Dan will probably be trying to top up his tan if it's sunny in Liverpool.
Some beds.
Oh, I can't. Human, I can't go on the bed for 3 more weeks. I'm human. Not allowed.
Oh, is that because of your tattoo?
Yeah. did not realise that I was not allowed on them.
I could do with the sunbeds.
If I'd have known, I'd have like battered the sunbeds before I went, like before I got it. And then after she was done, she's like, right, no beds for 4 weeks. I was like, 4 weeks? What? So I'm fuming. I'm going to go pile.
And Connor, thank you very much for coming back on as well. Actually, I must say congratulations on you getting, I think, 1K views on your unboxing. I think mine's coming very close to 1K as well.
Yeah, I think it hit a couple of days ago, didn't it? So great again, and just it's mental because people like kits, and it's weird.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, Albie.
Yeah. Oh, Albie.
Yep, I'll be. Yeah.
Yeah, we all need to get sponsored, don't we, Doug? And we need to get sponsored by. We need to know people at Liverpool to give us all.
Yeah. Guys, if you are going to the 2 games on Sunday and Monday, I hope you absolutely enjoy yourselves. Make yourselves known. Full capacity at Anfield. It should be a fantastic occasion for both of these games, and then we can obviously kick off again against Norwich next Saturday, tea time, 5:30, I think, if I remember rightly, as well. But we'll be back the same time next week. Thank you very much for watching, and you'll never walk alone. Cheers, Reds. Bye-bye.